Okay, Senator Sakaja.
Thank you, Chair. You know, if members listened for the logical conclusion of an argument, even what Senator Cherioti is asking and Senator Arguria is asking will not be a question. So, Chair, our standing orders are clear, Speaker. When someone rises on a point of order, let them say what is out of order, because all we've had is points of argument. Despite all the poetry we've had about delimitation, no one has given us a contrary definition, because that is the definition that is there. Allocation of constituencies is one thing. Delimitation is deciding exactly where in that area it is, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, when that process is being done, because in the same way, Senator Argura, that you're saying it must be done by population quota, in this constitution we have, the schedule spoke about 27 constituencies which fell below the population quota, and said those 27 will not be touched. That was a schedule. The schedule is part of the bill. The schedule is not an inferior part of the bill, Mr. Speaker. And that schedule became part of the constitution today. So in the same way, and Senator Aaron is asking, that why is it that we can say, that Kenyans can say, we want 70 more constituencies and say where they are? If that is unconstitutional, then what you're saying as well is that Senator Ongeri's people, having passed the threshold required in the constitution, cannot do a popular initiative to ask for one more constituency in Kisii, because they'll have asked for constituencies to be increased by a certain number and where they should be put. Mr. Speaker, on that one I disagree. Even if I am alone, I disagree. We cannot usurp the role of the people. The people themselves can bring an amendment here to do away with IBC. IBC is a creature of the Constitution. In fact, the people can bring an amendment to do away with the Senate, Mr. Speaker. So what the people have proposed here to increase constituencies is within their right. And final say will be with the people of Kenya at the referendum. They will decide whether they agree with it or not. Tomorrow, Makweni can bring the same proposal. So, Mr. Speaker, that is my point. And the points of order are points of argument. We do not have to agree. We shall express it at the referendum. Mr. Speaker, as I go ahead, we don't have to agree. Mr. Speaker, some of the imbalances.
Okay. Is the
Mr.
point
Speaker,
of order?
surely.
Senator Orengo.
I want to say that I support this bill, and that's what I said. But it's always wrong to make factual misstatements. In fact, in the courts here, if you go and argue today that this is what the law says, and you appear before the court the next day and argue the opposite direction, you will be put to order, or you may be cited. Mr. Speaker, there's a problem that we are having persistently when people think that if you have a bill to amend the Constitution through the popular initiative, then it is by the people. It is not by the people. It is by the promoters. A promoter can be one person. All he needs is to get 1 million people. If it was the people, we need the whole of Kenyans to sign. This is a bill brought by the promoters. It is not by the 1 million people. The 1 million people was a condition precedent before you can take the bill to IEBC. So I think you should think of the process. The process is what is popular initiative. It's not that it is by the people. It is a popular initiative because you go through certain thresholds. Yeah, so I think we've got to be very careful about what you're saying.
Chair, there's a difference between a popular initiative and a parliamentary initiative in terms of who originated, the thresholds. A parliamentary initiative does not need a threshold of 1 million signatures before it comes to this House. It does not need 24 counties. The reason why there's a higher threshold, and that's why I've given the precedent, I've quoted the case law in India. I've quoted that it is the people who ultimately make the decision at the referendum.